Hello and welcome to the Kopala TV main news. And now for our headlines. The church in Kitwe finding it difficult to cope with the new normal. HH voices out concern about the Zambian judicial system. In international news, Spain lifts coronavirus state of emergency and reopens borders. Join us in a bit after this. To present the Kopala TV main news in detail, my name is Wabwila Musongole. The church in Kitwe has said that it is finding it difficult to congregate in the new normal. Kopala TV's Diana Kafwala yesterday spoke to some church members as well as visited one of the Pentecostal churches in Kitwe and brought back this report.
A few weeks ago, places of worship in the country reopened, but this time things are different. They reopened but with strict measures, such as an hour of congregating, wearing face masks, keeping 1 meter distance, as well as washing of hands. Kopala TV spoke to some members of different churches who expressed the challenges they are having congregating in the new normal.
Facing some challenges during this COVID-19 period, more especially where time is concerned. 1 hour is not enough for us to do what we are supposed to do.
We're not having that adequate time to pray and worship God like we used to before we had the COVID-19.
This has seen a lot of members to be skeptical in attending Sunday services.
The 1 hour, the time is just too short, as many people don't stay within short range. Some come from far distances, and mostly when they come to church, they come when almost the service is done or over. And the other challenge is people are failing to cope up with the measures that...
Well, as a church, we are facing a lot of challenges. One being, a lot of people are not coming to church because they're still afraid of the COVID-19. The second one is people are not following the guidelines that have been put in place. I mean, a lot of people are not washing their hands. Some are coming to church without face masks, and that has been a challenge. The third is the time that has been allocated. The time is just too little for us to do whatever is required. So those are the challenges that we are facing.
The young ones also had this to say.
If you are going somewhere, you have to put on a mask. If you are going to the hospital, a mask, and use hand sanitizer every day.
Since it seems that the coronavirus pandemic will be with us for a long time, then people need to get used to the new normal. Diana Kafwala, Kopala TV.
The opposition United Party for National Development UPND President Hakainde Hichilema said that he was turned away yesterday morning from visiting Chela Tukuta at the Lusaka Central Police Station. Here is what he had to say.
The law says everybody who is accused is innocent until proven guilty. He has not been taken to court for over 48 hours, which is against the law. The law is very clear, prescriptive. Whoever is arrested for whatever crime, he must be taken to court within 48 hours. Right? Don't worry, continue with your job. Don't worry. Also, I'm told they're charging him with defamation. Criminal libel. He did not defame, or libel is not a case against the state, it's against the individual. Why haven't the individuals taken him to court instead of arresting him? I think that's the issue here. Yeah, that's the issue. This is unfortunate. This is an illegality going on. But he's entitled to friends, citizens seeing him.
Moving on, the consortium of local contractors and allied suppliers has spoken out on the setbacks experienced in terms of construction contracts being awarded to local contractors. Consortium General Secretary Bruce Mwamba said promises issued by government to award local contractors with contracts are not being realized on the ground, as the supposed beneficiaries are still not experiencing the profits. Mr. Mwamba said this in an interview with Kopala TV.
There we still have a challenge because it is not being realized on the ground.
What we've done is that the way they're working for the contract for the subcontractors is being done. it is not trickling down to the people who are supposed to be the beneficiaries. So we still have a challenge in that regard.
In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. We break for commercials. We'll be right back.
Kopala TV, Kopala ya buena mumwesu Kopala.
My number. Ishusho limentindeaza yama oji orushani. Kopala TV.
Yama oji. Imuntu wandi Yesu. Fwebene by fwebene. Fwebene. Naidede kalasti. Iyako Kopala futi yaba Kopala.
Manje kuikatashani yoina. Naena ya kuntambo oroni jiviji.
Wala iwe. Ile sango patop stad koda. Channel 98 paku. Ninshi ya tuwela. Puta mensa ninshi ya lila ni efidimbwi. Kule izimoli la femunjazi.
So yuri landati Kopala TV tayawanga ya maboiling channel wako watu wachila tamba fe wino. Kwangwa filamba fyambo kupona. Uruwa mfotoro. Bantu ifuma channel fingi fyamo pura fi.
Alola iwe. Kopala TV ni Kopala futi eile kuchalo. No shali mokuba molasti. Elo ile sansa Kopala yonse my number. Ukwambila pepa my number pandola lwansha. Kito paketi ke mufurila mufuken. Chingola pa chingo begi na chidila iwe. Ni Kopala TV eiliko.
Muntu wanja pakushongora fika top star wetata nde tambela pofi Kopala TV. Pachani o 98 pakude konkana ne charo bamba to bamba. Ni pate after pate. Wo, pate after pate. Wo. Kopala TV OG. Kopala TV, available on Topstar Channel 98. Kopala TV, entertainment just for you.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
One Zambia, one nation.
Zambia chalo chesu. Stop political violence.
I am Zambian. I am against political violence.
I am Zambian, and I say disarm all cadres now.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
It's not good killing one another as Zambians. Stop the violence.
Let's keep the peace in our streets. Let's work to stay one Zambia.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
Ndimwina Zambia. Lekeni ukulwa pamulandu wa politics.
Welcome back. ZESCO management held a stakeholders engagement meeting at Kitwe's Garden Court on Friday the 19th of June 2020 in order to discuss some concerns being raised on social media by its customers. Details are in the following report.
Of late, there has been quite a lot of unpleasant talks about ZESCO management by members of the public. For this reason, ZESCO management held a stakeholders engagement meeting at Kitwe's Garden Court. The power utility company organized a meeting in order to discuss some of the challenges, complaints, and issues that the customers are facing. The company spokesperson, Mr. Henry Kapata, explained why.
This is more like a family meeting. It's a friendly meeting where we have to understand each other, where we are not doing well, how best can we polish up. All those concerns that you feel you are not too comfortable, you are at liberty to ask.
Also speaking was Customer Service Senior Manager, and he explained why prepaid units are allegedly finishing very fast.
And the rate we charge per kilowatt hour is 1.94. So you can see that as someone consumes more, they also pay more. Okay? So the steps therefore mean that the more one consumes, the more they have to pay. Because we take it that, for you to consume more, then it means you are able to afford more appliances that are using electricity. So you should be able to afford also to pay the bills.
Noam Kwakwa is Product Security Senior Manager, and he spoke about vandalism.
I think that the impact is that one. The second one is that we'll have 4 strategies, where there's no power and you are just saying it's load shedding, and yet they've stolen a transformer. Loss of revenue, even ZESCO. If there is vandalism, it means we are not selling. So there is loss of revenue. We've also discovered that especially illegal connections and extensions, the main cause of fires and accidents. Some people have died, or those who are attempting to vandalize some infrastructure. Service disruption, if you see a tower, it has fallen, just know that there is a service that has been disrupted. It affects someone or another person. And of course, this is a serious offense. We should not attempt it. A number of people have been arrested. And we are talking about maybe 10 years and more. We didn't want that to happen.
There has been a lot of speculations on social media about ZESCO management and their services. Among them, 40 prepaids as well as prepaid units finishing very fast. Dana Kafwala, Kopala TV News, in Kitwe.
In a related development, ZESCO is concerned with reports coming from the media, political parties and members of the public that the decision by ZESCO to take over Kopala Copper Mines KCM is highly political. ZESCO Business Development Senior Manager Cynthia Kunda says the business relationship between ZESCO and the Copperbelt Energy Corporation (CEC) was governed under the bulk supply agreement, adding that reports coming out that the contract between the two parties is political has no grain of truth. Victoria Mukopo has the rest of the details in the following report.
Debates have continued to spark among stakeholders and members of the public a few months after ZESCO took over Kopala Copper Mines KCM. ZESCO is an energy utility supplying power to various parts of the country, including the mines in the Copper Belt. However, this has come with mixed reactions. Political parties and some members of the public feel the decision made by ZESCO to take over the mines of the Copper Belt is highly political. However, ZESCO Business Development Senior Manager Cynthia Kunda say the decision by ZESCO to take over KCM is non-political, adding that the business relationship between ZESCO and CEC was done under the bulk supply agreement.
I think as we have continuously told everybody, the relationship was not political, it's a business relationship, okay? And this business relationship was governed by a power supply agreement which was agreed between ZESCO and CEC as business entities.
Ms. Kunda noted that the mining sector is the major economic driver in the country and therefore could not allow a situation where there was total blackout in the mines.
We said let us have a 12-month agreement to ensure continuity of supply, because as you are aware, the supply relating to the bulk supply agreement was purely for 2 reasons. Number 1, supply to the Copperbelt mines, and number 2, supply to ZESCO, residential and other retail customers on the Copperbelt. So to ensure that that relationship continued, you know that the mining sector is a major economic driver for this country. We could not allow a situation where we woke up one day and there was a complete blackout in the mining sector.
Meanwhile, ZESCO noted that discussions for a 12-month interim bulk supply agreement between the two parties were not concluded. However, not a single mine has gone off since April 1st, 2020. Victoria Mukpo reporting in Kitwe.
In other news, the Zambian DNA has called upon law enforcement agencies to enforce the law that protects the office of the president and the one who occupies it. Zambian DNA spokesperson Spuki Mulemwa told Kopala TV that the president, Mr. Edgar Lungu, deserves respect from every citizen, regardless of the ethnic background, political or religious affiliation. And Mr. Mulemwa has also urged those abusing the freedom of expression and the media by persistently attacking the character of President Lungu to desist from doing so.
President Edgar Chagwa Lungu deserves respect from every citizen, regardless of their ethnic background, political or religious affiliation. It's worth noting that respect is both a virtue and value everyone must strive to practice. Disrespect of national leaders and the elderly in society is not only alien to the African culture and Zambian, but also unacceptable in a Christian nation like Zambia. However, we have noted with grave concern that some clergy, politicians, and traditional leaders in an alliance with media outlets hostile to the government are the ones in the forefront attacking the head of state. We urge those abusing the freedom of expression and the media by persistently attacking the character of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu to desist from doing so, as it's tantamount to insulting the collective intelligence of the Zambian people that gave him the mandate to govern the affairs of the country. In view of the foregoing, we now call upon the law enforcement agencies to enforce the law that protects the office of the president and the person who occupies it.
You are still watching the Kopala TV main news. We break once again and return with international news.
Kopala TV, Kopala ya buena buena mumwesu Kopala. Kopala TV.
In foreign news, Spain's state of emergency has been lifted more than 3 months after it was first imposed to stop the spread of the coronavirus. The country's borders are now open to almost all of its European Union neighbors without the need for quarantine. Many hope it is not too late to salvage the lucrative summer travel season. We monitored Al Jazeera for this report.
The freedom to travel once again, both within Spain and further afield, as its borders with most of the European Union are finally reopened, and one of the longest lockdowns imposed in March to stop the spread of the virus is completely lifted.
I feel good because I can finally go home and I'm not scared to take this flight because there are health precautions in place. I'm happy to be going back home.
Spaniards were told to stay within their own province until now, so with the state of emergency ending, roads and trains to take them further afield soon filled up. Spain's economy relies heavily on tourism. Visitors are now starting to come back, but it will be a wait to see if the numbers are enough to sustain the industry.
It's the first time I've seen this many people, and it's good because we need tourism. If not, we will be in trouble.
But this is much more than just about the economy. For many people, it's personal. Elena, who lives in a care home in Madrid, is now able to see more of her family and more often. It's a long time since I've seen him, she says, after being reunited with her grandson. Spain is trying to move forward from this crisis, but more than 28,000 people died from coronavirus here and remain very much at the forefront of everyone's mind. Emma Hayward, Al Jazeera.
More than 2 million people across Latin America and the Caribbean are reported to have been infected with the coronavirus. Bolivia has reported more than 23,000 infections and 740 deaths. Its health ministry has suffered a corruption scandal as the health system is at breaking point, with some patients dying in the street because the hospitals were full. Measures to tackle the pandemic have varied across the region with differing degrees of success in containing it. We monitored Al Jazeera for this report.
A celebration, but not a surprise. With a clear majority in the parliamentary elections exit polls, Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić says it's an historic victory for his ruling party.
We won the greatest confidence from the people tonight, the biggest ever in Serbia, in times when a few believed we can do it. This is also a warning from our voters to be even more responsible and much more diligent, and to get the best results for our people.
I expect Mr. Vučić, as the leader of the largest political party, to begin a process to shift power from the hands of individuals to the institutions of the system.
I expect everything to be transparent and fair, to be regular.
But not all have been happy. The leading opposition party, Alliance for Serbia, boycotted the poll. It blamed a lack of fair voting conditions.
Today, Serbia unequivocally said no to the regime of Aleksandar Vučić, to abnormalities and madness which we have been exposed to in all previous years. The boycott fulfilled its meaning, it's completely exposed the regime, and today everyone can see what Serbia looks like.
Vučić has held many positions of power, from Minister of Information, twice Prime Minister, and then in 2017, President. But many took to the streets in days of protest against his victory, accusing him of having an authoritarian grip on power and the media. And after his party's latest victory, he has some challenging weeks ahead. One is to solve a territorial dispute with Kosovo and re-enter talks that have been frozen for more than a year. Serbia's long-standing dispute with Kosovo is considered to be standing in the way of Belgrade's ambition to join the EU. Laura Bowden-Manley, Al Jazeera.
Finally, in foreign news, Serbia's President Aleksandar Vučić has declared what he described as a historic victory for his party in the country's parliamentary elections. But a number of opposition parties boycotted the poll, saying it would not be free or fair because of Vučić's control over the media. We monitored Al Jazeera one more time.
As dawn broke over the Bolivian capital, La Paz, indigenous worshippers welcomed the Aymara New Year and asked the sun god Altati Inti to destroy the COVID-19 virus.
With this ceremony to our sun god and with the rising of the rays of the sun, we've destroyed the coronavirus. At the same time, we've asked for health for all of the people of La Paz and for the whole world.
Bolivia has reported more than 23,000 infections and 740 deaths. It suffered a corruption scandal in the health ministry, while the health system is at breaking point. Some patients dying in the street because hospitals were full.
My father died last Tuesday at dawn in my house. We kept the body inside the house for 2 days, and now my sister has the same symptoms.
The government in Bolivia, one of the poorest countries in the region, says it's doing all it can. It's a message repeated across the continent. But for these indigenous people from Colombia's Embera Catillo community, it's not enough.
Until now, we've persisted during the pandemic. No one from the Colombian government has provided anything to us, even after the last 6 protests. There's no guarantee for us. People here aren't going back. We're not moving from here.
They're camping in the capital, Bogotá, after being evicted from their land. Lockdown restrictions mean they've nowhere to sell their wares. They're surviving on handouts. Meanwhile, there were demonstrations in Brazil, home to more than half the 2 million Latin Americans infected with the virus. Some criticised President Jair Bolsonaro's handling of the crisis, while others supported him. A reflection of the debate raging across the region, while the number of deaths and of those infected by the COVID-19 virus continue to rise. Daniel Schweimler, Al Jazeera.
That ends the Kopala TV main news for today, but before we go, the headlines once again. The church in Kitwe finding it difficult to cope with the new normal. HH voices out concerns about Zambian judicial system. In international news, Spain lifts coronavirus state of emergency and reopens borders. Thank you for watching the Kopala TV main news. Please be sure to join our online community by liking our Facebook page and subscribing to our YouTube channel, both at Kopala TV. From all of us here at Kopala TV, my name is Wabula Musongole. Have a lovely day.